Yes, hello, Lenot, how are ya? How's everybody out there? NOIRE. NOIRE. We gotta finish this up. I think we're, what, halfway through this thing? It's been pretty good. Homicide, the White Shoe Sling. I like this game. It's so unique. It's so well done. And it's still a game, which is really the most important thing about it. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still trying to figure out my studio here, but it's a work in progress. You know, lighting and all that. It's hard. It's hard to compete with this natural light, but yeah, I'm doing what I can. Doing what I can. Overcast day. The White Shoe Sling. Got the PS3 jailbroke. Since my disc sucks. Alright, pretty young girl. Looks drunk. Man watching her. Is he gonna help her? Oh. So she's so drunk, but happy drunk. She's gonna die happy. That's good.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is too. We have just cause for celebration.
Guy loves murder.
Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
I can tell you're lying. Your lips are
Skipper,
moving.
is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed in the short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in good time.
It was Pinker who did it. Never go online with it though. They automatically check if multimat is installed and bang.
Stop him with one round.
Oh, really? Never go online with it like. I mean, I've connected to the Wi-Fi. So. But I haven't gone like PSN online, like logging into the store kind of thing. That's kind of freaking me out. Well, it's off right now.
What are we waiting for?
Shut up, Galloway. I'm thinking about my PS3 and my PSN account. Where is Galloway? Way in the back. You're the one in the back. That's what it's like with me and Stella. We go to her parents' house. She talks to her mom for a while, kind of at the end of the day.
We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Yeah, Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send them.
Greetings from sunny California.
Oh.
When's it going to stop?
Rainy. Nice. Matches my weather I'm having right here. Anyways, yeah. So Stella will, you know, and then she'll go, okay, man, are we going to go? Are we going to go? I'll say, yeah, I can go. But we're both super lazy.
Now another body. Come on, you can't keep on.
It's a fight to see who gets up first.
Still out there.
You know,
I'm
Phelps,
ready.
all these
I get up, I'm
arrests
ready.
on the record are giving you a reputation. You don't want
And
to
you're
turn
still
into
sitting there.
unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
So they're talking a bit about this whole, like, the glory thing. And is the glory more important than... Hoy, hoy! Hey, hey, hoy, hoy. So, you know, they had talked about that a bit in, like, his, in his military flashback. People are saying, I think he's one of those generals, you know? One of those lieutenants that gets people killed for glory.
Scene secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
Rain.
And the body? Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. For my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
Must be hard to write a game like this. Constantly coming up with sort of clever pieces and then putting it all together. I love it.
Don't think this is anything.
What do you think about, like when you play a game, do you identify with the character? Do you feel like it's you? Even if it's a different character? You know, in terms of like, I play a lot as,
No drag marks. Killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
I play a lot as female characters. Because I think they're, you know, I'm attracted to females. And if I don't feel like it is me that is playing. But I guess there are parts in the game where you can like feel sympathy and feel, you can empathize with them. I mean, when you watch a movie and you see somebody get hurt, and you feel that pain.
Label. Superior Laundry
I guess we're going there and ask some questions.
1363.
Code Vein Beta. What, that's the anime souls? Awesome. But I think like you can feel sympathy with a character on screen. You know, if, like Stella was watching the show and this guy was like getting his hand stepped on by this girl's heel. Sort of a sexual thing, I guess, like a dominant submissive thing, and I just didn't want to hear it. Right, felt like it was too painful. No dress, just that. She looks different, dead. It's that $5 bill again. Footprints. Always a bottle.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
Yeah, the tire mark does. There we go.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
This was a good game to remaster, although I wish it ran better on the Switch. I don't think you could run Final Fantasy 13 on the Switch. Maybe down to 720 or something. Oh man, I like my lighting's all messed up. Is that any better? No. Who's this person? The green screen's screwed. Why? What's different today?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Catherine Barton, eh?
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Straight up. She's straight up.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Oh, I see. They got from 40 gigs down to 15 gigs for 360. But it's still the power to run it. I mean, this runs pretty badly. And Final Fantasy 13 was... Oh yeah, it wasn't an exclusive game, was it? I really miss 13. I could totally hop back into that. I gotta get this lighting figured out. I think what I need is a bunch of white lights with paper on them. Create like a soft box. I'm looking terrible over here. Like Prince said, I just aged 10 years. It doesn't matter if it's mostly linear. It's linear, but it has a rotating camera with crazy things happening everywhere. And the battles, it's... Ever played Final Fantasy? Well, we were talking about this yesterday. If you're going to start with 1, I'd start with 10. 10's probably the best. 7's worth a go.
Batch 1247.
Less enjoyable combat than 10.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior.
And then if you like the old
Services.
sort of fantasy style, Final Fantasy 9 is nice. And then if you like that, 6 is pretty great.
1260 West 1st Street.
And
track down
then if
reports
you
of
want a
rebel
romance
camps in
story,
the vicinity
8.
of Signal Hill?
If you like MMOs, try 12.
Detective.
And then if you're ready to hack through a bad story in
Camp under the
13.
bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
But if you
Thanks.
like that crazy combat, 13's good. And then if you liked a bit more of the anime style story, the story of the 13 trilogy is pretty great. And actually, I don't like a lot of melodramatic anime at all. I hate it.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where
But
exactly are we going?
shut up and go. But yeah, I really love the 13 trilogy.
No
It'd be
message.
interesting for me to try it
Excuse me?
again
There
because
was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one
there's a bit of story going on
Failing
here.
to follow you.
can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Why is he trying to get me not to believe that? 13 it just had a lot of stuff to follow, and but also there were some human moments in 13. Saz's whole deal, Hope and Snow. You never found your video game genre? I was just gonna ask you. So, like, why don't you just start naming off a few of your favorite games? And I promise, as you name the games, I won't just say this genre, but maybe we can find a link between some of the games you really, really enjoy.
At least the rain stopped. We can change back into those white bucks now.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case in one of your
Is
laundry
this gonna be
rooms.
racist?
F1363.
I hope this guy's a total American accent.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look.
He walks with a bit of a limp. Or he's just slow.
You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
I like that they didn't go for a super over-the-top accent.
You wrote the number down on that dress. Is it there?
Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Mario, Legend of Zelda, Uncharted, Tomb Raider.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Well, I don't know about a sense of exploration, because, I mean, most of the Zelda games weren't really about exploration. It seems, I mean, like Tomb Raider, Zelda, Uncharted have a pretty big variety in the kind of games, in the kind of gameplay.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine.
Little bit
Where
of
we
puzzle,
headed?
little bit of adventure. Platforming, kind of classic gameplay.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
I love Zelda, Uncharted. I've never really played Tomb Raider. Puzzle, adventure, some fighting. Do you like BioShock? Have you tried Prey? Prey's pretty good, the new one. Exploring a space station, doing little puzzles here and there, fighting some difficult enemies. Oh, for Final Fantasy, out of those, 12's fighting is so specific. It's you really have to like the programming in MMORPG stuff.
Hello?
All right, here we go.
Yes?
Detectives
nervous.
Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news.
You played
Do you have
Last of
someone
Us?
who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss.
But now we have some questions. Look at these kids.
I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's procedure. You see to your girls.
And there are a lot of puzzles in Final Fantasy games. Little tiny puzzles. But you know, Final Fantasy X kind of reminds me of Uncharted in a way. You explore different like tombs and
Stay
temples
here
and
till
stuff.
Daddy's finished talking to these men.
And you
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We
What's
would like
murder
Mommy
me?
to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. You got nothing to hide.
Yeah, it's got different
Wanna hear
puzzles in the
something funny,
temples.
Terrell?
It's pretty fun.
Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules him out as a suspect.
A boat. Where's Mommy? I mean, if you want to see... Hey, Irene!
We need to check if she was a regular.
I mean, really, Final Fantasy X is the best turn-based one. 13 is a whole other thing on its own. 12 is really... Why is he calling these little girls ladies?
So she went out without her handbag?
Now I've seen everything. Hello, Irene. Oh, you know what I mean. Muddy boots.
We can see if Pinker can match the impression of the crime scene.
More size 8s. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, but they actually tried to make them quite different. What I'm trying to look at is this washing machine.
At least she was spared that particular indignity.
Yeah, they're all quite different.
She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind.
I'd say like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are pretty similar in terms of gameplay, but the stories are a lot different. And then they really started switching them up. How do you know what you're clicking on? Not the handbag. Obviously, I should open up this closet. Or I should... Wait, what's that? What was that?
Lars was out in the rain last night.
So he's gonna try to lie to me about that. We have videos on here of 10, 13. Actually, we have... You know what? Hoi hoi. I have a video on here where we play almost every single Final Fantasy in one video. But really, I would just... Except for 10, I think. That was kind of dumb of me. I think they usually tell you if you're going too far, eh? What about their bedroom? Oh.
Seems irrelevant. Not much help.
But yeah, we have a full playthrough, 15, 13, Trilogy, 10. I might have played 9 a little bit. Don't watch the video of me and Jordan playing Final Fantasy VII. That didn't go very well. Yeah. Anyways, let us know. Prince laughs a lot. 2 handbags.
Optimistic, Cole.
2 handbags, huh? We'll probably start up some Yakuza to 3 tomorrow if
Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this
if
guy.
if I can get this FTP thing working.
I wonder why the picture was turned down.
I don't, Princey boy.
Nothing significant.
Okay. Pretty golden.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Do I need to phone something in? It keeps telling me there's a telephone here. Wait. Are there 2 things I can look at here?
Operator, message for KGPL.
Yeah.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
Yeah, Prince!
How could I help, Detective?
Busting that gym.
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, we still haven't checked it all. That's what I love about this, that they let you know that there's still some things to look for, you know? What is with this boat? Top tier clue, super chess.
I'll be out of your way momentarily, ladies.
The killer was smart. A note.
Nope.
No. At our house we share from one plate. Okay, we looked at the shoes. I mean, there's probably a reason why this door opens. You know? Gotta be a reason why. Yeah, they don't seem all that upset. They just heard him say, your mother, your wife has been murdered, and they don't seem too upset about it. Where's mommy? Yeah. And then the music just cuts out. Don't go this way. Rope!
Looks like a match with the ligature marks.
Cut rope. The reason this door opens, huh? It's a house. Well, Prince, we can't rule out anything. Yeah, don't worry, kids. I'm sure the killer will come for you next.
For the record, Mr. Tarleton, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Oh, sorry. What was your wife's name?
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
So you don't know anyone who would want her dead?
No, I don't.
X.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right. Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
Probably him, yeah.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do.
Don't worry,
Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me.
Maudlin?
I go and bring her home.
Gets maudlin?
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Lie.
Yeah, I think she was.
Photo down.
I
Photo
think
down.
you're in an
buddy.
unhappy marriage, Lars. I think you're lying, and you would like to get it off your chest.
You telling me my wife was unhappy? What proof do you have of that?
She's dead. Oh. What? Daryl. I thought they're gonna show the picture being down.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
That was a pretty good F-bomb.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
Oh, we got it right.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
I mean, he looks pretty straight. But you had a wet
You're
jacket.
lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
Wet jacket, boy. Muddy boots. Probably either of these, eh?
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Terrellson. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, if you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life. Sounds like the Terrellson broad had her last drink at Baron's Bar.
Or their
She checked
entire
the place
life,
out.
which is now over.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Let's go for a drive. Thanks, Irene. I probably could have said the boots too, though, eh?
Each group of our population has its
This
own
car seems to handle better.
It is up to industry not only to hold the line
going on?
existing prices, but
Oh,
to
God.
make reductions whenever profits justify such action. It is up to labor to refrain from pressing for unjustified wage increases that will force increases in the price level. This is an age when unforeseen attack could come with unprecedented speed. We must be strong enough to defeat and thus forestall any such attack. For these reasons, we need well-equipped, well-trained
Boots the
armed
house down.
and we must be able to mobilize rapidly our resources in men and material.
Ah! This car shows up winking. Should have bought you flowers and took you dancing.
Gents, drink?
Nice looking bar.
Felton Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. Yeah, I rang that husband of hers.
What
the
time?
Babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
On foot? In a car? By bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
He wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable.
A Gin Ricky. What's a Gin Ricky? Sounds good.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
You're a liar.
She was murdered, Benny. Brutally murdered. If you like this lady, you should give us something.
You telling me I'm not cooperating? Watch it, pal.
Well, he was looking
Who was
around.
she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
The Rat King.
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
I don't know if he's lying or remembering or what's he doing.
You've never served him.
Not a chance. By the sound of it, he's the type of bum you send packing right when he walks through the door.
You want us to catch the guy, sir. We need information, not cute answers and delaying tactics.
I do my best, goddammit. What do you want from a guy?
Any of your regulars know the broad?
Ask him yourself.
LAPD, keep your seats, boys. This won't take a second. Can't let the son of a bitch get away.
Why? Why does everybody run?
LAPD, what are you running from, sir?
Come on, got a ride. Get in and drive.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Whoa! You see that woman zoom out of the way?
I don't think the killer would be kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For
What
some
is with
reason,
these
they're
car
sticklers
physics?
for routine.
Did they make this after GTA 4 and before GTA 5? Oh yeah, it's not. I keep thinking it's not Rockstar that made this game.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Come on, Phelps, you're letting this lust get away from you.
I actually saw there's some video on Reddit of these cops like
showing you
shoving
how
a
it's
car
done.
around in traffic. Yeah, one of those really bouncy fences.
Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
I'll be the toilet paper to clean this asshole.
Let's end this part. Whoa! Spin him out, Cole. The road's wet.
Yeah, I think I just spun him out. It's gonna really hurt his neck.
All right, you got me. I've had enough.
Looks like his face had enough of existing.
Show me your hands. Name.
Richard Bates. What is it you want?
I'll ask the questions. Firstly, why did you run?
He's got a lot of parking tickets.
I don't mix with cops if I can help it.
Fucking help me.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead, and your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Oh, this is the ugliest person I've ever seen. Looks like a big fish.
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
Get my end away?
So what
Salty?
happened when you left the bar?
Sailor Boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
You're a liar.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Yeah, they were just shooting out the tires, man. Oof, stopped again by a wall. Oh.
Sister, I was so tight I couldn't walk.
Is she gonna wait?
It's him, the cop from the newspapers.
That's right, it's me. There's a phone booth. This looks like a Yakuza parking lot. Should've bought you flowers.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Danced in the rain.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
A salty.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be
Am
our
I
man.
being detained?
Thanks for your help.
Am I being detained? I want a lawyer. Oh yeah. You ever see those people that are so into like sticking it to the cops? There's some people that are so paranoid about things they sign their name with like an X, or they put signed without
You can drive.
consent.
And where exactly are we going?
Hobo camp. I want to see what
think
these
we ought
old
to investigate
hobes
the
look
hobo
like.
lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought.
Pandora brand soaps got that creamy, active...
Got that creamy, active, soapy feel you crave in soap. Made from whale fat. What a waste of whale fat. You just killed a whale. Yeah, but we can make 1,000 bars of soap. Oh. That's why the hobos are here. They don't want to kill... Nice parking job. They don't want to kill the whales.
Leave me alone. I fought. Where's my wife? I'm the one. Nobody cares about me. I took a
We're
bullet.
looking for a
Nobody cares
tall
about me.
man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
Ah, the bum isn't here.
Look at these people.
We should follow the
Leave me
lead.
alone.
These guys
No,
can
no,
wait.
no.
How do you guys know? What does dealing with that guy kind of remind you of? Like what kind of a... Who's yelling?
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
Yeah, you guys read the papers?
That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear?
I didn't know you could tackle people like that.
2 peanuts were walking on the street.
Almost camp.
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
Whoa. Playing a little football.
Phelps, leave him be.
I want answers. Why didn't I connect with the guy over our stories in the war?
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
He's a bad mamma jamma. This looks like a big place we're going to be running through at one point. That's my guess. This looks like the king of the hobos. Little camp down here. Homeless camp, isn't it illegal? I don't know, maybe less laws back then. More space. They just set one up in my old hometown of Nanaimo. And it's pretty controversial. Deutsches Afrika Korpa. How are ya? Deutsches?
You know the way. You can drive.
Deutsches?
Bye.
Deutsches?
Where are we headed?
German? Could be a shootout place too, yeah. Yeah, like when you're playing Uncharted and all of a sudden you come into an open area and there's a bunch of waist-high things you can hide behind. And you go, oh yeah, I'm about to shoot 45 bad guys. Uncharted was so funny. You'd shoot 1,000 guys and then there'd be a cutscene where they pull a gun on you. And you've already been shot 25 times. But this is the bullet that'll get you. I've been shot in a cutscene. Uh-oh, it's serious.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said, all's fair in love.
I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one.
Yeah, more stopping power.
He's in an interview, too.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
The bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
Interview room 2. The arrow points this way. Prince is getting excited.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
He's a young boy.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrelson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrelson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
I guess we don't have anything tying him to it.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
He was in the bathtub. They'd taken one of his fingers.
Wait, what'd they just say to do? I forgot. Oh, back to the hobo camp. I gotcha.
What do you think?
Teresa's trail leads right to this cabin's back seat, Phelps. We need to find her.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
Yeah. Well, that's the reality. Like, most people, they corner into the Army and the Navy and stuff. The people that kind of down on their luck. And, you know, they set up recruitments outside.
One on the hoof. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
You know, they set up at a mall in the daytime. And they see who's going in there. With nothing to do in the day.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, we have Lars Terrelson picked up.
Bobby Ross and Lars Terrelson. Which one's which again? Got the sailor guy. We got the hobo king. We got the husband who wanted to be, he likes playing cards. Going on with a shotgun. Well, you might be right about that gunfight.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
I need you to stay copacetic here, Phelps. We need to hold out till the cavalry arrives.
How do we do that?
Like this.
Whoa. He just blew that guy away.
If you want
Disciples know what you did last night?
we need to fight for it.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Bam.
Killing make you feel powerful.
This is weird dialogue.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
The war angle. Comrade Stalin. Let's look at his personal effects. How does he live?
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps.
Oh, here we go.
See what you find.
Cutscene.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack. Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
What a name. That didn't stay a boy's name for very long.
We need your help, Jack. I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying, and that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the
Sweet
war.
tie.
I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
Oh, the
I didn't make it
old
through the
guy.
war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
Still amazing in this game how how much detail you can see in the way people are acting. Like throat clearing and the differences in smiles. But they seem to have really gone away from this. I mean, maybe it was too uncanny valley. Maybe it was too much work. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. It just seemed like a path they went away from to try to find a different way of having realism on the faces.
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Too much work for what they're saying? Yeah. Like, it was probably took them so much work to get it to that level, and then to get it further would probably take like a crazy amount more. Oh, that's great.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terrelson's chin.
Why would he keep that by his bedside?
What'd I miss?
That was crazy. Hey, we need to kill some time. How you gonna do that? Shoots a guy with a shotgun in the chest.
When's America gonna understand? It's about giving, not getting.
That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear of germs?
The actors had to not move their head even a centimeter in a blinding white room with lights and cameras on their whole heads to shoot every scene. But they move their head all the time.
That sure looks like
Or they would move what, like the game model moves, but they keep the face still. Oh, that's why when they're on these different angles, it starts kind of glitching out.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Interesting. You think they could figure out maybe a better way to do it? Because it works incredibly well. Come on, Fatso!
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. But what motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession and we can charge the bum with murder.
I think it's going to be a tough one. We have, what, like 3 different suspects? What if it was the sailor? Of course it's not the sailor. But maybe it is. Maybe it wasn't. Go with the obvious thing? Or not? Performance capture works just as well nowadays. Look at Death Stranding. Uncharted, that's how. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of acting is done with that up close.
Going this way.
You know, subtle movements, little facial gestures.
Son, you're a couple of shingles short of a full room.
Interview room.
I want to make homicide. You know you've made it.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrelson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
Tell us that you killed Mrs. Terrelson.
I pressed it right when he looked over to the side.
It's your only chance for help.
Why would anyone help me?
We got it wrong.
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrelson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
You hate women, Ackerman?
More than you could ever imagine.
How much did you hate Mrs. Terrelson?
I ache to put my seed in them. Afterwards, I have no use for them.
Why is he telling
Stuart
us so
Ackerman,
much?
I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrelson.
Why? So he's just nuts? Seems too easy, too obvious.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe Port 3's at Tarleton will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
I thought that was going to be like a 3-person interrogation, 3-prong, bouncing back and forth, using some information for some on the others. And all of a sudden this guy just says, yeah, I killed him. I hate women. That was it? Didn't even have to use the evidence of the rope? Huh? Every witness counts, even the cabbie who was among the last to see Teresa alive. That seemed weird, like maybe I did some things in the wrong order and the game didn't know how to cope with it. That was pretty unsatisfying. You can be satisfied, dissatisfied, or unsatisfied. Yeah? Yeah, he kind of looked like, he looked like Ray Fiennes, the guy who plays Voldemort. Yeah, I feel like they could have done a lot more with that, or maybe I missed out on it somehow. The blue velvet.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song when I'm burning.
Yeah. I feel like they could have done a lot more with that one. A lot of drunk ladies dealing with the pressure. But impressive time. Looks like our partner. We're getting a much clearer look at him, right?
Of course we will look into it.
Whack, whack, whack.
Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring, a matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face.
Cool.
Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
That bum took a swipe at me.
All right, so, wow. Is this how many murders there are in a city? One every single night?
Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
What exactly did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, Phelps? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
His mother would be so proud of him catching all those criminals.
It's funny, like, the idea of insulting somebody for having intelligence. You know? I mean, in terms of that, it's like he has just kind of thrown out these odd metaphors.
You drive.
Comparisons.
I need to go over the case notes.
But I remember,
Where exactly are we going?
I remember showing my friend how to install Masters of Orion on his. He had DOS, and it was one of those times where you were trying to go into the directory. If you went to like the drive, the directory of the game, and then tried to run the file, it wouldn't go. But if you did, you had to like go into the directory twice. You had to go like CD space something space, and for some reason that worked. I don't know how it worked, but I was like flying through, and he was going, "Matt, did you become a nerd?" And you know, it's like, I'm helping you run a game, and all you can do is insult. There was this fear being too good at computers. I think he was just starting to get into football, maybe. So, you know, that's one of the lame things about high school and stuff is those pressures. Kids punish each other for their differences. And strengths, even. I should have just said, yeah, I am. Deleted everything.
How can I help you boys?
Oh.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
I want to play that
LAPD.
guitar.
You have a
Probably a
rose gold wedding
1940s
and
post-World War
engagement
II
ring?
Martin.
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10 and feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
That's a really good bourbon, Maker's Mark. I didn't realize what that was from.
Does this mark mean anything?
22 karat gold, dummy.
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
What else could it be? I don't know if we were supposed to look at those rings more. The rings are gone. He's gone. Guess we just move on. Got a lot. We've been playing for what?
You can drive.
An hour.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Shot a hobo in the face. I like that just one hobo died. And then we beat the rest of them up.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Herb is having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Shelley,
Percy
writer.
Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, then the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
So I guess they had to set up a lot of these.
This guy tripping up on his own vanity.
A lot of these other cases that seem like they weren't connected to make this one being connected seem more interesting. See, this is the more interesting stuff. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I didn't nail it right away. I thought Percy Shelley sounded pretty familiar, like an old author's name. But then, I mean, in this game, you can't like predict what anyone's name is going to be. They seem so different than the names now.
You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak with the captain.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
This game does get pretty samey, though. Perverted aerial shot.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
There he is. Could be this guy. He sure likes to be around dead bodies.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely has a formula to it.
Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
She was a vagrant. Had her nails done, though. Just like Stella did yesterday. Could be related.
Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Seems pretty good, considering he's going off of what, temperature? Looking in handbags, looking at bodies, looking at necks.
Someone was trying to get her to come home.
Beautiful handwriting, eh? This is from her parents. God Almighty, you're destroying your body. Come back to Connecticut. There you go. She had a train ticket.
We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
The killer goes after married women. But how many, like, once we find this killer in the end, haven't we already put so many guys in jail for these crimes?
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her.
You know that there's men are overrepresented in false accusations. It's true. I don't know if that's true.
This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
A bowling pin, eh?
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
I feel like this game is going, see, we're extra nice to black people.
Detective Phelps.
Because everyone else he seemed to
LAPD
grill pretty
homicide.
hard.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand. Classic Carmine.
Crotch shot.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him. You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Then they just basically pose right after. Looks pretty truthful to me.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
That guy's got the crazy eyes.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine.
Clyde, when you get this sack of shit into a cell, I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
All right. Yeah, I gotta only play a bit more of this today. And we won't be able to do Yakuza until tomorrow, because it takes time.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939
I'm also
South Hope
disappearing.
Thank you.
I don't know why the lighting's all crazy today. No, I'm not. No, when I was running the WinRAR thing, it was making my computer run really, really slow. So, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't want it to mess up the stream.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Liquor
And where
store.
exactly are we going?
That's very true, Princey. I don't get why this guy would tell them he was
Read
doing
that those
that. I guess he
goddamn
wanted to tell the
Chinese
truth.
want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
These people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You can spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Interesting. A little communism news back then. Civil War, communism. Terrible thing not to have food. I'm hungry now just thinking about it. I had some sushi yesterday. Where I'm from, there's lots of cheap sushi everywhere you go. It's great. Here, it's usually pretty expensive. I got it. It was like the end of day sale when I was at the mall with Stella. It's still like $13 for 2 rolls. I got some sashimi on rice and then some kind of like shrimp cucumber
LAPD,
avocado roll.
Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
Seems like a good guy. Very forthcoming. He's got a straight-looking face. Rock solid.
You got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. You know, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store. That was never going to work out, was it?
She wasn't always such a loner. Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
Stupid need to drink. Anyone ever play those RPGs like Skyrim and stuff and actually read all the books?
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
Really weird. I guess you could steal your name tag from work. I wonder if that was required back then. Oh, the bowling pin. That was on her list of the items, right?
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Spare time.
Rawlings.
Bowling.
I know that place, corner of 9th and Grand.
Yeah, maybe
A
you're
lot
the
of
killer.
cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
The sultry Argonian bard. Oh, man. Maybe we should play some Skyrim today. Anyone into that? She's the one on the right. Looks a bit sad. Beautiful, but sad. No. No. Unless there's more to see here. Can I take the picture out, maybe? Yeah? Cool, man. No, that's it. It's not maneuvering. You're not looking in there. Look at the arrows in this case. You're pointing to that picture. Maybe investigate it more. Could be a nice little subtle clue. I think that'd be the fun thing about designing a game, I think, would be sort of like what that Yoko Taro guy does. Come up with the ending and then kind of work backwards, and then you can lead interesting clues all over the place towards things. All those little subtle things. I feel like I didn't find enough stuff. Usually they tell you, right? Some garbage bag. Maybe something in the book. Maybe she wrote some notes. Oh, there we go.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor. Is that it? There we go. Being in Riften, trying to join the Thieves Guild, trying to get an amulet of Mara so we can start dating. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
He's covering his face. But he seems like he's telling the truth.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it. But she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Got it right.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
What's he doing? He's swallowing, mouth open, looking straight at us. Looks good to me.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
You do, you're a liar.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks.
I feel like he owns the place.
Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
Yeah, I like his style. Nice and slow, quiet, good delivery, big voice. Fills up the time, you know? Yeah. The feeling was far from
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
To a stupid bowling alley. To the Phantom Thief. Yeah, Prince. He could let you have that bed in the back there. I recommend washing it. Putting down some baking soda. You know what I've been into lately? Baking soda, vinegar, peroxide. Simple ingredients, cheap, many uses. Cleaning, sanitizing, all that kind of stuff. Oh, they have to make a lot of environments in this game, eh? A lot of NPCs, a lot of environments, a lot of detail, period specific.
Hello, Rusty.
You can't just like make
Two
it up
on
and
your
go
usual
along.
lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am.
Pin monkey.
Let's go get him.
How's your tuna fish salad?
Did he just run away?
Where's that goddamn waitress?
Tiernan! LAPD!
Here we go. Another chase. I thought they were gonna make a joke of it, like, for God's sakes, Phelps, she can hear you. That's why I didn't bring the car. Look at those nice little quaint
What are you waiting
wipers.
for? Get after him.
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight.
Whoa.
These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Yeah. Did we just steal both these cars?
Wish me luck.
Wow.
Hit him, Cole.
The hardest
Spin
thing
him
is you can't prepare for the turn until you see them make the turn. But they seem to be able to turn faster.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means.
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
Whoop,
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Reckless endangerment. As he's saying reckless endangerment, we just run over two people. Just two, though.
Come on,
Ooh, a
Phelps,
tunnel.
you're losing that little weasel. Whoa, looks like we're going into the tunnels.
God damn it, he'll kill himself.
All right, as long as he doesn't kill us, I'm okay with it.
This looks like that part in, was it Dark Souls 2?
Joyride is over, kid.
Going into those mines. Oh, crap.
That is the end of that.
That was good
About
timing.
fucking time.
Give it up, LAPD!
Lapida. Lapida, lapida, lapida. Bum 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 bum. The one where all those blind people are working in the mines. I think that was Dark Souls. Maybe that was Demon Souls, actually. What the hell is this? I thought that was a loading screen.
You know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
That's Demon Souls. So I actually got kind of far in Demon Souls. Yeah. It's a memorable game. I remember it feeling kind of clunky. So maybe it was Demon Souls. Prince, did you beat that one? Come on down to the brown doiby. Have yourself some brown water. It's poop water. Mensch. Don't see the name Mensch too often. Sounds German Jewish.
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A
That's
bunch
very
of these
Jewish.
guys. Ask around.
Shit, that stunk. She
What's your name?
slept in schmode.
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was.
That book's ready
aware
to
of
fly.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
There's the book, anyway. You gave her a book.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
This guy's got a nice voice, but he's a bit pretentious.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
All right. Sounds like he hated her. He's a real jerk, but he's not the guy. I feel like if we get into a different
Can you
car
drive to
every
this
single
one?
time.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Nowhere. Oh, we probably need to make a phone call.
Car 11K, car 11K.
Or we need to wait for a radio to come in.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Go to.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
You're behind the wheel.
That's one of the first areas in Demon Souls, and yes, you beat it. Congratulations, you have my utmost respect. Where does it rank in your Souls games rankings? That's impressive. You should get you should have that on your YouTube name. It should be a little demon thing that you beat that game. It's amazing. I remember selling that game when I was back home.
Captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
And the guy came over, and I could tell he was really stoked. I was selling it to him for like, I think I might have sold it for like $10. And then I go, "Oh, you also want Zone of the Enders?"
Having a season from hell.
It's like, no. I'm like, that's good. Hideo Kojima.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
And I get some money.
Hey, don't mind me.
But he didn't bite. He just wanted Demon Souls.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and
sets
Mal
up a
have
desk
some
here.
concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
I feel like this guy set up a desk in here, or he took the coroner's desk, and he's just there sitting so relaxed. So is he sitting there while the coroner is hanging out and just waiting for us to come in?
Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
All right, I'll get an address. Trace the address. How do you do that? The phone. Bloodborne? Yeah. I could put that up as my top one. Oh, you didn't even... How about Sekiro? Dark Souls 2 is up there for you, eh? Wow, interesting. I found it technically good.
Operator, give me R&I.
But just no personality.
Putting you through now.
Dark Souls 3 felt like a remix of the whole franchise.
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
It felt like they were like, hey, remember this? Remember this? Remember this? Cool, right?
Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Yeah, I could see Sekiro being a bit sort of bland, in a way. It's pretty samey. I really enjoyed the area, but I'm a weeaboo, and I was kind of happy to see something different, and yeah, it was a bit samey throughout. Not as fantastical, even though there were some fantastical elements.
Drive. And where exactly are we going?
But the combat system, good God.
Let me
Good
pose
golly,
a
Miss
question.
Molly.
Depends. What's it got to do with?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Doesn't care as long as they don't get caught. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Because they really couldn't make it too different because it's all set in like sort of one small area, right? I mean, they had some like caves and stuff and sort of that crazy area with all the water. Bloodborne, Sekiro, Dark Souls 1, 3, 2. Yeah, I'd probably say the same. Bloodborne was just such an intense experience compared to Sekiro. Sekiro was super intense as well, and I love what they did, but I think in the long run, number 6, I think in the long run, Bloodborne just had so much more in it. Whereas Sekiro I loved. I probably enjoyed playing Sekiro the most. But in terms of like an overall package of what it did, there was more in Bloodborne where I was thinking the whole time, oh God, what's this? Oh, what's this place? Oh. And there were more stories told in Bloodborne in terms of you'd enter an area, you'd start finding out some information, you'd see some things, and then it would just get more disturbing, all being told just through the environment, similar to like BioShock and Deus Ex, without relying on audio logs or lore.
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Talking, any of that. Yeah, Bloodborne basically is.
Not sure this means much.
What a dirty freak. Prince, you'd never do that, would you? You're one of those clean up when you're done, wake up, take care of it, clean your room, make your bed, leaves the eggs out. Yeah, in England, they keep their eggs. They would never put their eggs in the fridge. Oh, the other half of a letter.
Torn from the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
McCaffrey. It's very distracting that I'm dematerializing right before your very eyes. What bloody shite. Oh, come on, man.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation, at least.
Bloodborne 2. Doesn't seem like they want to. What's this guy
used
doing?
to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure.
Hey, good one. I wonder if Rockstar wrote that one for them. I like to stand in the hall and work on my stand-up comedy.
Grosvenor McCaffrey!
Should have thrown the bird right at him.
McCaffrey, sit down.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
It's pretty neat that they're just going to get totally away from... I mean, are they going to take inspiration from George R.R. Martin, or are they going to have him writing some things? For them to just focus purely on the gameplay and have somebody who's regarded as one of the greatest storytellers of the generation. That could be pretty amazing. I really got the jump on me. I'm gonna have to beat this guy with stamina. Can I just pull my gun? No. This is a slow chase.
Can't we talk about this?
All right. Pretty tense. He's waiting for me to make the first move. He's playing rope-a-dope. There we go.
Talk about this.
I gotta grab him and then press Y. Give him the grab, do the dodge. Ooh. Ba 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 ba. Well,
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's got to be McCaffrey. Unless Tiernan set him up. You don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you? Whoever did it. So what's that Dahlia fuck?
Tiernan,
How do you know
Jameson,
McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
McCaffrey.
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, give him the old kiss of death. Snake man. I want to punch you, I want to kiss you. I don't know. The Pantages. Pantages. Such an elegant time, eh? Big neon, Art Deco. Larger than life. A fantasy land. La La Land. Hills.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young Phelps.
Mm-hmm. Boom, boom, boom.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
You're a liar. For a boy, sure. Victim entered a hotel with Tiernan on the night of murder. So should we accuse or not? I feel like we have a bunch of... Okay, let's go for accuse.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
The hotel? The hotel. Lipstick?
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this.
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
So they have to like film the audio, the video for every single stupid accusation you could make.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
Seems true.
You don't like McCaffrey, do you, Tiernan?
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us. Evelyn thought he was going to be a great novelist. He had nothing but vitriol for her.
Wrong. Why? You look like he was telling the truth.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
I don't know. Bad cop.
If you don't give me some reason to think differently about this, Tiernan, I'm gonna have to go to the DA.
I drank half a bottle of scotch. I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Oh, I got that wrong again.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
He's looking around. Tire iron. I don't know, bad cop, I guess.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. A big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
Yeah, we never went there, did we?
We're going
they
to talk
closed.
to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan.
So we
You're
can
not
go
in the
and look
clear.
at this closed lot. All right, it's obviously the other guy.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Interview room 2.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Well, we don't have any proof. Got the torn letter. Time of death. Bad cop, I guess. Is
You're going to
looking
need to
around
do
all weird.
better if you don't want to swing for this.
I was having a political meeting in my apartment.
Cheese and crackers for the 5th columnist.
Some of these people will corroborate your story.
I won't give up names of party members.
Good. It's your funeral.
What were we supposed to do there?
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
I don't know what to do with that. That's a weird defense. Every time you get caught, you just say, would I be dumb enough to be caught? Come on. I don't know.
So you're telling me you were set up?
That's my conclusion.
I got that wrong, too.
Parker or Green? I don't know who'd be worse.
Oh, God. So I guess you can fail the
Operator,
case
give
too,
me
right?
dispatch.
That's pretty cool.
Putting you through now.
Whoa, what are we going to do
Cole
here?
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks for your help.
Well, there you go. Violence against women. Discharged from the army. This guy had a lot of anger.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
J'accuse.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have.
You beat her because she stole from you, because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in a prison graveyard.
It looks pretty happy, Phelpsy boy. God, I feel like... I don't know. Like we're putting away so many innocent people. Constantly. Kind of wearing on my psyche. Okay, he's also going to die. They all die. They all die.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. His gunny is dead. First platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Can we rally with the first and try for the Nambus?
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Nambus and enfilade.
Mate,
we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant, get back off this fucking bridge. They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions. We only have minutes. I'm in charge here, Sergeant. Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant. What's your unit, Sergeant? We don't have time for this, Lieutenant. What's your unit, Sergeant? I company 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river. My orders are to reconnoiter the... I think that point is now moot. You have 10 men left. My orders are to save what's left. Move out!
Kind of crumbling. Not maybe crumbling under pressure, but sticking with orders. Mad about people not respecting him.
Well done, lads. You did well with the
Losing
Summers
people
case.
for the cause.
But we have a problem. The examiner received a new letter today.
Do you mind if I take a look, Ray?
Go right ahead. They've both been rinsed in gasoline like the previous letters, so I can't lift a print.
Yeah.
The bum took a swipe at
No one else but the killer knew about this message. Another snippet from the Shelley poem. To suffer woes which hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night. If the note is from the Dahlia maniac, he definitely also killed Teresa Terrellson.
Mal and I agree.
But where does that leave us? If this is the Dahlia killer, and he is responsible for the Tarrelson murder, not to mention the Muller
Hang
case.
on a moment, Skipper.
Let me finish, Rusty. We have 5 birds in hand and none in the bush. The department will not survive a scandal if we have to let them all go without catching a fiend first. Your careers will be over for a start, gentlemen.
Looking in wonder.
Fuck it.
While yet the
I knew this
music
run was too
pealed
good to be
along,
true.
I hid myself within a fountain in the public square.
You like that stuff? What is it supposed to mean?
It's supposed to... Forget what it's supposed... What does he want it
Where are you going with this, Cole?
He's obviously taunting us. He believes he's far more intelligent than we are.
Okay, it's some kind of story, right? A guy that God hates, chains him up.
It's an allegory, Rusty.
A what? Story with two meanings. A symbolic meaning. But that's what he wants us to think.
Could he be using it literally? Within a fountain in a public square? Could it be that easy?
Can somebody tell me what the fuck is going on?
The fountain in Pershing Square. Come on, we have a clue. Captain, thanks, Red.
Be careful, Phelps. This is his game you're playing now.
All right, let's go check out this fountain. I'm intrigued. Something different.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted? Well, you don't see that every day.
I say we
Isn't that
bust in
the
there and
cop
find the
there?
goddamn evidence.
Focus on the case at hand. Forget the past. Come back to details at a later time.
You know the way. You can drive.
Yeah, let's go look in this fountain. Maybe there's something interesting there. Maybe the killer's watching us.
All those cases, Rusty. What have I been telling you all along?
We gotta get this guy.
I know. Enough women have died.
Yeah, and it's our asses on the line too, Phelps. You heard what the captain said. The department is not gonna take responsibility for all those bad convictions.
Success is a double-edged sword.
Let's just get this sick pervert and have it done with.
It's funny how some games can be basically non-stop talking and some games have almost no dialogue. Yeah, the fat man does yell a lot. Probably because he's hungry. He's hangry, as they say. I found that whole scene where they were going over the lines there was like really oddly clipped with the audio. Look at herky-jerky. Maybe they were recorded in different circumstances and ended up like different kind of sound profile. It sounded weird when they're cutting from one to the other.
Rather you than me, Phelps.
Oh yeah.
You know the local hobos use that as a latrine.
A cave.
There is a cave, all overgrown with trailing odorous plants which curtain out the day. Where next? Elizabeth Short, Betty Short, Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short's Social Security card.
Jesus Christ.
That's not all. There's another stanza from Shelley.
Can you work it out? You got a city map? See if you can work out where he's taking us. I don't like this freak leading us around by the nose.
Map. All right. Okay. The map. What did he say? There's a cave, all tangled out and blah, 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 blah. Hollywood. Pershing Square. Cave and Flowers, eh? Player. All right. Look at the map. What was it? Landmark location with the cameras? Well, there's the camera. Right here. Good Samaritan Hospital. El Pueblo. Okay. Where it was founded, Union Station. Okay. Angel's Flight. The world's shortest railroad. Oh, there you go. Overgrown with plants and wildflowers. That's the one. Yeah. We need to deflower the cave.
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
Yeah, there's that other cop. I hear he shot a guy. Oh, terrible. It was a homeless guy.
Can you drive to this one?
Rusty. I'm intrigued.
Him. It's really him. The fuck who killed the Dahlia. Can you believe this? He's leading us.
It's his game, Rusty. He may want someone to catch him, but he's extremely dangerous. I doubt if he will give up easily.
Suits me down to the fucking ground. We clip this fuck and we get citation. What a day to be a cop. Kenzel pushing Parker won't be able to shove me aside after this.
What's with the scenes where you see him just kind of go to the jazz club and sitting down? The doorman seems to know him. He's happy about it. Watches the singer. So is that sort of like his time off? We haven't seen his wife that they keep talking about. Might give a bit more insight to his character to see him going home and talking to his wife once in a while. Yeah, he's got a wife apparently. They keep asking him about it.
Can I help you, sir?
Scale the chandelier. No, I feel like I'm playing Uncharted.
Detectives, LAPD. This is very important, sir. How do we get to the top of the chandelier?
You what?
Have a little faith, pal. We're in a real hurry.
Head up to the top floor. There's an access panel and a ladder in the maintenance room.
Get out of the way, Rusty.
I'm out of here.
What did he say? Ladder, something in the maintenance room.
That's the cop from the newspaper.
He's only a writer. He can't really help
I think his
There's
name
a
is
ladder.
Phillips. He brought in that case of that poor lady killed by
You wait. 5 years from now, all our jobs will be done by robots.
Well, you're half right. What'd
one
they
I
say in
like
the
better.
maintenance room?
So you're the first in this family born without a tail.
Oh, God. Rusty's joints are all rusted up. He needs an oil bath. Maintenance. There you go. Right.
Let's go.
I didn't think the front guy would know how to access it. That's pretty cool. Oh my God.
I'm going out there, Rusty.
Better you than me. Be careful. Could be a trap.
I would probably I'd crawl across that. What he should have done was cut these
Deirdre
cut those
Muller's
wires.
missing watch.
And when he stands on it, boom, falls down.
From the temples high of man's ear and eye, roofed over sculptures and poesy. Where have I seen that?
What did I say?
Jesus Christ, Cole, get off that goddamn thing.
Find a rope, Rusty!
There isn't time. See if you can swing that thing from side to side. Get it over the edge, then jump for it.
Okay. Oh boy.
Swing.
Swing.
Come on.
You asked the security guard if we can get on top of the chandelier, then the chandelier falls
well,
down.
The higher you climb, the further you fall.
Let's get out of here.
Another Dahlia clue?
No. A yellow gold wristwatch.
Oh, we've done all we can here.
Yes. And a scrap of the poem.
Another location.
If I can work it out.
What was it? Decipher the third excerpt. Clues. Second. No. Thoid. From the temples high of Manzir and I, roofed over sculpture and poesy, from the murmurings of the unsealed springs where science bedews its dædal wings. Yep. Merp. From the what? A missionary thing, eh? From the temple high of Manzir and I. Could be a movie theater. Temple of an ear and eye, you know, things you look at and see. Big tower in the eye. LA Public Library full of lies. From a temple high. That's probably it, eh? The Great Wall of Babylon. Yeah, probably the library. Yeah. Or the Hall of Records. No, that's where I am. Which one was it? Probably this one.
You're behind the wheel.
You're behind the wheel.
He keeps mementos from all his victims.
This guy needs to be taken out of circulation.
He takes pleasure at stringing us along, demonstrating how much smarter he is.
You can enjoy it while it lasts. We got you now, genius. We're coming for you.
Mm-hmm. Temple high. It's a temple, and it's high. Ear and eye. What you see in here? We'll see. If it's not this one, yeah, check it out. Do I even exist anymore? No, Rusty's. I don't know why these partners are even here. They never have any
I'm
ideas.
pulling rank here, Cole. I'm not hauling myself up there. Go get him, Tiger.
You'd slow me down anyway, old-timer.
Whoa. This thing's vibrating like crazy. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Looks a little more normal. I look old and I'm fading away. I'm almost dead. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. That's cool. Look at that weird glow around it. Okay. Yeah, I think we went to the wrong place. From the temple's eye, high and high. What thing? Climb what thing? With the paint? Oh, there you go. Jesus saves. Nice one. Kind of fun to go climbing like this, eh? Exploring some abandoned places. Some guy on Instagram takes a lot of art in cities, I think like New York and LA. Mostly LA, actually, climbing all these abandoned buildings and taking these extreme shots. But all those people I notice when they get famous end up losing a lot of their friends. How about this ladder? Older by how many years? I don't know. I feel like 20 years older. Maybe 8. Hardcore parkour. I heard some theory where they said, you know, if you're doing something you really don't enjoy in life, 5 years can make you age 10. Whereas if you really are enjoying your life, 5 years can make you age 3. I think it's a pretty close-minded thing to say, whoa, but it's fun anyway. It's a fun idea.
Sometimes a step backwards is a step in the right direction.
Lost my hat. He looks like such a tight ass. Ready to explode. Hardcore parkour. Get on up, boy. Things must have really burned down a lot back then, all this wood. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna find a Zelda memory up here. There we go.
Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Guadalupe. I like that name. Sounds like a delicious cantaloupe.
Round which death laughed, sepulchred emblems of dead destruction, ruin within ruin. So this is a treasure hunt.
Monstrous works, uncouth skeletons, statues, homes, and fanes. Round which death laughed, sepultured emblems. Oh, thank you, God, for that fade out.
What is
Who's
it
gonna
this
walk
time?
all the way down?
The religious medal from the Maldonado case.
The Dahlia, Moeller, Maldonado. When this gets out...
We still have to find the guy, Rusty.
Another poem. Well, you must have some idea, right? Come on, Phelps. We're on a roll here. Don't
We're
let
on
me
a
down.
roll? Phelps is on a roll. You're just roly-poly. You're just ready to roll down the road. You're just rolling right alongside with me, aren't you? While Phelps is doing all the work. Ah, don't get in car. A crematory? The Good Samaritan Hospital. Care facility with 9 beds. LA Hospital and home for invalids. Okay, sure, yeah, okay. Hidden vehicle. Weird. Gothic revival masterpiece fell into disrepair. Tree collapsed on the roof. That seems... Oh, it's not a camera thing, though. Okay. Pershing Square. Fountain and cherubs. Yeah, that's true. You're not enjoying it. Your stress levels go up, and stress is a really kill. Stress is probably one of the worst things in the world for you. It's right up there with getting shot, which can be very stressful. He died of stress and the gunshot wound. Well, the gunshot wound caused a lot of stress. We're sure of it. El Pueblo. $11 million to build. Monuments of Death, eh? The fourth excerpt. Round which death laughed. Sepultured emblems of dead destruction, ruin within ruin. The wrecks beside a city vast. Oh, yeah. I think this is that movie set that had all the, that was made and abandoned. Am I right, Lena? Intolerance said. I think it's this. Is it? Is it?
You can drive.
Come on, is it?
We're gonna catch hell for this. Banging up innocent men.
I don't know.
The newspapers will crucify the guy. They won't have time to wonder about our mistakes. We'll be okay, Rusty, as long as we catch the guy.
I hope you're right, Cole.
Man.
We'll be famous if we make this case.
Oh no, all the sunlight came out. What's going on here? I don't know. Just tell me which one it is. Noodles and fries. I'm gonna live like a monkey, eating up in sapphire skies. And every time I get to run, I'm gonna live my life. West Lake Tar Pits. Oh yeah? The West Lake Tar Pits. Put away some commies. Westlake. Oh, it's a question mark. I thought it was only these ones here. Okay, skeletons. Sure, let's go there.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
I wouldn't have found that. I was only looking at the camera spots. Holy question marks. All right. Yeah, they shouldn't like communists back then. Yes, space program. Oh. How are you? Welcome. Reach the island. Doesn't want to do that, does he? Flies through the
These
air,
are my
no
best
cutscene.
shoes, Phelps. I'll leave you to it.
Well, that's the thing. You take your shoes off, you get into the waders, Big Papa.
Very funny.
My brother was wearing one of those and stood in a river. Fell over in the water and starts filling up those waders. And,
Whoa! Get a move on, Cole. Those boards are sinking. You want to end up like the other fossils?
anyways, he almost drowned. I think my dad went over and, like, cut them.
Gangway
Cut the waders.
snakes around, Phelps. Can you see it through the tar?
It's actual tar?
Easy.
Weird. You absolutely love this game. 100% complete the game
I'd be
on
doing
Xbox.
better if you were the one
Wow.
trying to get across this thing.
Why do you love it so much? I like the attention to detail and the fact that it's actually a game. So it combines that cinematic presentation with good gamification. You know, you can lose. It can be a bit hard deciding who's doing what, though. So for the 100% stuff, What are you doing off the beaten track? Just finding different vehicles to hop in and
Want to fall
ride.
in now, Phelps?
That's at the forefront of my thinking.
I mean, the consistent tone is pretty well done.
Easy.
I feel like some of the cases we've had here have been a bit of a lull, where like they could have done more with it, but they're pretty good. And now it's picking up steam towards the actual murderer, which is nice.
One of Teresa Terrelson's shoes.
The white open-toed.
A sphere which is as many thousand spheres. Okay, where to now?
A sphere which is as many thousand spheres. Fade to black. Finding cars, getting every case to 5 stars. Finding all the golden film reels. And even totally...
What is it?
Hidden ones.
An open-toed white shoe. And another stanza from the poem.
I really thought that hobo bum did the Terrelson broad.
Confessions from the insane aren't the most credible evidence, Rusty.
Is this thing over?
It's all part of his power over us, making us run round all over the city for the crumbs he's leaving us.
So if we keep this up, we can find the guy?
I feel like I'm on a date with Barrett in Final Fantasy VII. Decipher. What was it? It was Crystal Sphere. The DLC cases are probably the most put together and fun cases. Oh, see, I don't know. I only knew of one that was the DLC. A sphere with a sphere. There's a sphere. There you go. That's the one. I found it. A sphere within a sphere. Can I read that? The Westlake Tar Pits. No, I don't think there's like a first-person look-around mode, eh?
Can you drive to this one?
Well, I didn't really have to put too much together. Oh my god, it's...
So this guy looks out for women in bars who've had too much to drink.
Who are emotionally disturbed.
Need a shoulder to cry on, he plies them with booze.
Probably offers them a lift home.
Then beats their brains out and strangles them. Could be any schmo hanging out in the bar.
No, not anyone. He displays the bodies, leaves us messages. For all the violence, it's very controlled behavior.
So when they put out the DLC after you've already beat the game, you would have to go in and go back to traffic and then to vice and then to arson? So like if you had already beaten the game, you would go through... How would you access the DLC like that? You picked... Oh, you just pick them from the menu. And it kind of warps you over to it. Music off. Well, maybe I'll wear a different outfit.
On it goes. When do you think we'll reach the end of this thing?
The center of the proverbial labyrinth?
How do you do it? Map logs, 6 options, outfit. What's it saving? Nothing happened.
How long is a piece of string? How many unsolved murders have we got in this city?
How many solved ones?
Here comes the maze. They also had dialogue to the next case after the DLC to make it work. If you play the DLC cases, will go through the main story. Yeah, it's felt really pretty seamless. You know, I didn't even realize there was even DLC on this until I was looking at a walkthrough.
You ever been in here, Galloway?
No. I have no intention of going in. I heard that thing's tricky. I'm gonna wait here and have a quiet smoke. Think about hidden meetings.
The only thing this guy has done that's useful is shoot somebody with a shotgun in cold blood. Unwarranted. An unwarranted murder of a hobo. Then he punched a guy that kissed a dead person. He's not a great dude. I miss our other partner. He was nice. And our old captain. Reminded me of a happy Bill Burr. No, Galway's useless. Can you imagine, though, if you had to turn around and, like, navigate past his big fat body? It's already hard enough just to get this guy to run around properly. I feel like I'm playing Wolfenstein. No D. D for deceptive. So, infinity D. Very deceptive. Wolfenstein Maze mod. It seems like it loops you back. You don't remember who the killer is? I don't know, Courtney. Seems like a lot of them. It seems like the majority of the people oh crap. Guess I could use this map, right? No, the map disappears. That's a pretty good bet with me. I don't remember a lot of... I find it hard just to remember all the names, keep everything straight. How about you try to go to the middle when I clearly had the opportunity? Oh, shit. I'm living my truth. I met him during a homicide case. Well, don't spoil it now. So that means everyone I meet from now on isn't the murderer. A ruby ring. Thrones, altars, judgment seats.
Judgment seats, and prisons. No, it couldn't be.
What, the courthouse? Fade to black. No? Look at that ring again, I guess. Do you feel the vibration? Huh? There you go. There's my fade. My FTB.
See? That was easy.
I found Celine Henry's ring.
It's like the
How
sun
far does this
fading
thing
to black.
go? How did we not catch this nut job?
Decipher. He seems pretty sure that this is a very obvious one. Thrones, altars, judgments, seats, and prisons. Huh? Oh, he just got darker. Scepters, tiaras, swords, chairs, tombs of reason wrong, glows down by ignorance. Monstrous, barbaric shapes, the ghost of a no more remembered fame. Is this the movie studio one? This one might be. Could be. Hidden vehicle. Very hidden. Christ, crown of thorns. Didn't he say crown of thorns? Did he say what? That sounds familiar. Thrones, altars, judgment seats, prisons. Scepters, tiaras, swords, chains, and tomes. No crowns. No crowns. Not a hospital. That doesn't sound right. Oh, it knocked me out. Back in. Yeah, beauty pageant venue. Lots of crazies there. Hidden vehicle. Is it really the intolerance set? That was the first. Well, that was the first one I thought, and then the description really didn't make it seem like it was. Okay. All right. Sure. Monstrous and barbaric shapes, the ghosts of a no more remembered fame. The set has thrones all over it. Okay. Cool.
Whoa! Easy!
Who's woe easying?
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know.
It's a guy from the paper solved the big case.
Everybody's just running from the rain?
Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
Coming to the maze for a run in their suit?
You can drive.
He's leaving us this trail of evidence. Why?
Vanity. He wants to see if there's anyone out there smart enough to catch him.
He leaves us evidence, but every location is a trap.
He's testing us, physically and mentally, to see whether we are worthy of him.
The Titan guy. You have the stoush with God.
Very good. You thinking about reading some Shelley?
All that egghead stuff? I'm sticking to the funny papers and the forum guide. You sleep better at night.
Well, I mean, like, you mean the real one? I mean, it's called Intolerance. The set is called Intolerance. I'm assuming the movie is Intolerance. But, I mean, I think one of the expensive movies before was the one that had like 5,000 extras. And there's a big chariot race. Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur.
There's the throne up there. Now it's just a matter of getting to it.
Interesting way of keeping it more interesting. They go, all right, let's make it a more platformy. Sure. Gonna break up the action. Yeah, Galloway. Come on, Galloway. Industrial, scary music. Pretty dark. Something bad could happen. Don't fall.
Phelps, climb up to the higher levels over here.
What do you mean we? Where? Where are you? Phelps. Hey, he's okay. It's a bit dark. Oh yeah, follow that. But there's no ladder there. Maybe up there? Is there a way to get here? Alright. I'm running back. I'm all for some advice at this point. Is that a big ladder? No. I think I'm on the wrong side. They haven't got the music out now that I'm back here, though. Usually they do that. You've gone too far away. I like those little flashlights. The ladder isn't far from where they start you. Oh god. I've really gone far now. Jump it! Nope. Alright, we gotta go all the way back in. I'm probably just at the halfway point now. Alright, so find a ladder. It's very dark. Every time you look into a little dark corner, they try to freak you out. Okay. Put up the car up the stairs. Look for a ladder. Hot set. Hot set. Galloway will be there. That makes sense. Alright, where's this big fatso? Galloway! Where are you, Galloway? He's on the mini-map? Okay, cool. Thank you. Keep losing my hat. When you lose your hat, that's half your health gone. And he's down further. Okay. Okay, so he's on this level, and he's around the corner here. There we go. So what I was supposed to do was listen to him when he said, "It's over here, Phelps." There he is. But I ain't going up any steps, but I walked enough today. I guess this, I'm not really feeling a lot of tension, but it'd be interesting though that to kind of build that, to think that maybe you are walking into a trap. What if they killed a cop as well?
Jesus, now look what you did. Hang on, Cole, I'll get you off of there.
Wow, all this platforming all of a sudden. It's like they decided halfway through, we should put some other gameplay into this. Like 5 different mini games.
You gotta make it to the next platform. Get that thing as close as you can, then jump.
Whoa. That's pretty well done. And back to business. Oh, I might have had to go a bit higher. Galloway did something, yeah. That's why he hangs back. He knows Phelps is going to get himself into trouble. He needs to help him out. He needs to be there when Phelps screws up. Oh, I feel like I'm in a shrine in Breath of the Wild.
Evelyn. Typewriter ring. Evelyn Summers.
So it was one guy doing it all from every body this whole way through.
The place he calls home. End of the line.
End of the line. Remit the anguish of that lighted stare. Close those wan lips, let that thorn-wounded brow stream not with blood. It mingles with thy tears. Fix those tortured orbs in peace and death. Crucifix. Well, there was the word crucifix was on something. Pale fingers. Crucifix. escape the set.
No, 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 no! Come on! Ah, no!
I thought the whole thing was
Inky boy.
crashing down on.
I thought so too. He murdered Evelyn Summers, Rusty. The last trophy was her ring.
Did you find another piece of the poem?
Yes.
Sure did,
The last
boy.
piece.
You sure, Cole?
Crucifix.
Let's find out.
Decipher the 7th excerpt. All right, pop in. And crucifix. Public library, no. Pershing Square, no. The Good Samaritan Hospital, no. I think it's maybe that train track or this one. Where would a cross be? Book called The Fade Out? Yeah, I will. I remember seeing crucifix somewhere along here. We already been to the library. Which one is Pershing Square again? Christ, crown of thorns. I think that's it. Let's go. Yeah, nice. Nope. Out of 10?
Watch where you're driving, you maniac.
Well, I'd say, hey, bunny, 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 hi, hi, bunny, bunny. This game, I'd say,
I'd see this as a cry for help.
For God's sake, Phelps. You're not trying to justify this.
See what these guys are saying.
Hear me out, Rusty.
Hear me
This
out.
guy has been successfully slaughtering women in this town for half a year, maybe longer. He researches who he kills, and then plants evidence so that we always have someone to go after. If he hadn't sent the letters in the poem, he could have gone on forever. We would have been none the wiser.
I mean, it's a very unique game.
All units, the citizen reports a 211 in progress at 9th and Grand. Unit
It's quite an
Code 3,
achievement.
identify.
Just got back from the zoo, your old stomping grounds. There we go. I'd say it's for people that miss that old adventure game style, if you can call them that, but want something that isn't super hand-holdy and like a good period piece. It's worth getting. It's not perfect. It can be a bit samey, and sometimes the cases
Reminds
cannot
me of
make
my
a
days
lot of
as an
sense,
altar boy.
or like when to be
There's a
truthful or
light
not.
coming from the house.
Nothing hasty, gentlemen. Keep your hands where I can see them, or I'll be forced to redecorate the stucco with your entrails.
We're from the LAPD, sir. I'm gonna tell you only once to lower your weapon.
The LAPD, you say? Is it really possible you could have found me after all this time? How interesting.
Put down the gun, shitbird. Last warning.
This boorish ignoramus could never have found me. It was you, wasn't it? Do you remember me, detective?
The temp bartender.
I knew it was the
you
temp!
Found me. You know what I'm capable of, and yet you walk in here like lambs dressed for the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
I knew it was the temp because they mentioned a temp a second time. And then I guess actually all the women being drunk. That was a pretty good clue the whole time. I kind of forgot about the temp though. I just remember the second time they made it, but that seemed like a good clue they had dropped. And I also thought, that's a weird thing. Why would there ever be a temp? Why? Now we're doing a boss fight? Rusty.
Where did he go?
Down the tunnel?
You can't let the son of a bitch get away.
The house, Rusty. There must be another entrance into the house.
All right. Yeah, it's a lot of scanning. A lot of picking up things that maybe don't really matter. I'm saying, I don't know. And like when he says, when you pick up something, he goes, pretty far-fetched for this to be related. It's not like you could really decide. You have to go through the game and pick up everything. It's not like you can just eyeball it and think, nah, that's not it. I'm not going to waste my time with that. Old lady up is. What is it? Go through the house? What house? This house? Oh, it's inside the church? Cool, thank you. There's an arch near the pedestal, thank you. There's an arch near the pedestal. They're very dark. He's a good vaulter. Edith Finch. Edith Finch has one of my favorite moments in a game ever. And the overall game is pretty fun to play. It doesn't tie everything together as good as I would have liked. A lot of it just seems a bit random and inconsistent. But it does have one moment that is so awesome. That is just, that uses the medium of video games to an extremely effective manner. I'd recommend it to anybody just for that one moment, that one chapter. Everybody should play that one chapter in that game.
LAPD, give yourself up.
Oh, studying the body, drawing skulls. How evil. Candles, how occult. Yeah, man. Firewatch I really liked. I don't know if you'll like it. I still felt Firewatch had a lot of autonomy. You made a lot of choices constantly, which was nice. Did a good job of raising tension at certain points. Felt like I was actually doing something, you know? Is that the house? This is the house I just went into. And then he said, put your hands up. So you gotta do something in here. It's in that building. Think you'll... Must be frustrating. I could imagine this being frustrating watching me play this. Oh, good God.
Sweet Jesus.
You realize this must have been the place, Rusty.
He didn't hide it very well, eh? Anybody could have walked in here.
Medical experience, maybe? At least some working knowledge of biology. He's cruel and he's methodical.
The back of a shed in an abandoned church? No, that's true. Not many people... But you'd think that homeless people would come in here and sleep.
I hate to think what he's done with this thing.
They're always looking for something abandoned to go hang out in and squat in. Well, I know, but how easy was it for us to just stumble in here and see all this blood?
It's the basis for all his riddles. Prometheus defied the cruel gods. This guy thinks he's doing the same thing.
Defying gods can be hazardous to your health.
Be a comfortable toilet right near the fire. Just don't build up too much methane gas. Oh yeah, every murder needs a dank pit. So how many... We put a lot of innocent people away. It's crazy. They all had motives.
If we could bring him in alive, there's enough physical evidence for an airtight case.
You heard him, Cole. He's fucking nuts. What are the chances of hauling him out of here?
That was way back in the beginning, wasn't it? It's like the very first case. First time we go to a bar.
We're going down there.
New objective.
I'll go.
Kill the guy?
Call for backup and keep an eye out above ground and see where this thing comes out. Don't let me down, Rusty.
So tense, eh?
Where's the press, Cap? I think Phelps and I should get a medal for this. So this has got to be the case of the year, right? The case of the century when you think about it.
But he's dead. So what are we going to do with him?
Good. Because there won't be any press briefings or commendations.
What are you talking about? We got the werewolf, the guy who killed the Dahlia, killed all the other broads.
You got no one. Mason was a ghost.
Can you at least tell us why, Captain?
Mason is the half-brother of one of the most highly elected officials in this country.
How high?
Beyond the moon for mere mortals like us, Rusty. There'll be no more mention of him. The city owes you both. But there'll be no mileage in ever bringing this up again.
What's going to happen to the suspects in the cases, Captain? I won't be a part of that.
A bit of missing evidence at the grand jury. A procedural error here, a mistake there. They'll all be quietly let go. The DA knows how we'll have to play it.
So that's it?
I'm afraid it is. And I have some news for you, Phelps. No more rooting around in the entrails of cadavers and corpses for you. The head of Vice has asked the chief for you. I'm reluctant to see you go to the glory boys of advice, but my hands are tied. Go home to that lovely wife of yours. Celebrate your promotion.
Yeah, she totally exists. And her name is Phelps' wife. And her personality is the kind of person who'd be married to Phelps. Well, how about that? Seems like the case of the Black Dahlia remains open. The truth lost to all but a handful of men. So now I'm pretty intrigued. So we're going to go off to something else and like start a whole other case and see if that's somehow linked. This guy's gone. We killed him. So he's not going to be killing anybody. Is it going to loop around? I'd be pretty disappointed if that was sort of the end of that and then they just started a whole other story. Well, that was pretty corrupt, but oh well.
Breathe out, kid. You'll go purple. I'm scared, Sarge. Everybody's scared, kid. Anyone who says he isn't is a damn liar. How many times have you been in combat, Sarge? I was with Raider Battalion on Peleliu my first time. Was it bad? It's always bad. Will this be bad? As bad as it gets, kid. But you stick by the Marine next to you, and he will stick by you. So, some of the guys, they aren't very friendly, Sarge. They've lost a lot of their friends in the last couple of days, kid. They think if they don't get to know you, that they won't have to grieve for you if you get killed. They're wrong. It doesn't work that way. Don't worry. No Marine in this company will let you down.
So they leave it as an open case, and then they just kind of move on to something else now? So like a second part of the game. I hope everything that is built to this point
Welcome to Vice.
sort of connects
This
at
is
the
your
end.
new partner, Roy Earl. Take a seat. A special request was made to transfer you to Ad Vice. We need a man with your kind of starch on this desk, son. We have 2 dead Negroes found in an apartment this morning on Yucca Street. Number 6358, apartment 5.
We got better things to be doing than wasting our time on 2 dead junkies.
Did I ask your opinion, detective?
Whoa,
2
get up
men
in his
dead
face.
on U.S. Army issue morphine. That makes it an advice case. Beat it.
Yes, sir. You and the lieutenant have some history?
You could say that. We used to be partners. So, you're working with the big boys now, Cole?
I guess so, Roy. I thought homicide was the primo assignment.
That may be the case. I asked for you personally, Phelps. I had to pull a few strings to get you over to Advice. How does
Personally.
it feel?
The lieutenant seems to think I'm doing okay.
Okay? Don't get humble on me, Phelps. You're doing great. You're the department pinup boy. War hero and crime fighter. What a
Didn't these
combination.
guys meet in the war? On the bridge that was
I can
exploding?
assure you I'm no war hero, detective.
Let's rouse some hopheads.
I thought they met. Weren't they on the bridge and this guy was the other commander? He was at the Marines and he was telling them, you know, we gotta go. I don't know. Anyways, that's gotta be it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with even more. Probably some Yakuza 3 if I get that figured out today. But thanks for joining me. Faith Program, Prince, Leonot, my good pal, Inc. And everybody. Bunny, you streaming today? She's been playing some Ease whatever. Anime game. Kind of like a Tales of game. Quite the JRPG.
What are we waiting for?
Bunny, bye-bye. Yeah, thanks, Faith. Nice to have an expert on the case. Such as yourself. I don't get it. I feel like these people know each other and they're not mentioning it. They're not going to remember it until later. Maybe he's the killer. But then there was that other guy, Courtney, that was talking to this guy at some point. So that's all going to be related. I don't know. I'm excited to see if they can pull off and tie this story up nice and neat for the end. All right. Cheers, everybody. Goodbye.